Yeah, I'm back. I done did it again. I'm gonna give y'all a different look, more flavor every time. It's your boy Triple B. Yep, aka Trip B, better known as the broken, bitter black man. I'm back again. I'm gonna keep coming every week, every month, every year. I think this is gonna be it's the new thing. It's my new thing right here. You know, I'm taking y'all along for the ride. Taking y'all along for the ride. Most definitely. Most definitely. Uh, if you just tuning in for the first time, I want to say thank you. Those who've been listening since day one, I want to say thank you. We yeah, we I think we got something special here. So why not keep it going? Um, most definitely need y'all to follow me. I know y'all like, you ain't posting nothing. I'm finna start posting. I needed to get my mic right, got to get my lighting right, my camera right. Had to get a lot of things right before I just start posting all out there, all willy nilly like that. So yeah, we finna do some big things over here at the Broken Bitter Black Man Network. You know, it's I think I think I got something. I think I can work with this. Uh, if it is your first time tuning in, I'm remind everybody what this show ain't. We ain't doing no red pill, He-Man Woman Hater Club, no woman bashing, no men versus women. That's not what we doing. Over here, we healing over here. You know, so if any of you men and women out there who need to heal, this is the spot. This is where you want to be. You know, and yeah, I'm the broken bitter black man, but it's a lot of broken bitter people out there. Y'all may not want to claim it, y'all may not think you are, but yeah, y'all definitely looking mighty broke to me, looking mighty bitter. You know, if you out there on social media blaming everybody else for your problems and for your breakups, yeah, you one of them. If you over there bashing women or men saying it's y'all fault and we can't get it right because y'all can't get it right, yeah, you one of them broken, bitter people I'm talking to. So if that's the content you're looking for, this ain't the channel for you. I ain't got none of that for you. You know, I got some good stories. I got some solutions, you know, to some of the bitterness and the hate that we have towards each other. But as far as I'm concerned, this is just part of my therapy. You know, every week I'm gonna come to you with some stories. I'm gonna come to you possibly with some interviews and some reactions to other people's stories, and you know, we're gonna see where this channel goes from here. You know, I don't want anybody to think that I'm here trying to out somebody. You know, I'm telling my story. You want to tell your story? Get your own channel. You know, I'm telling my truth. I'm being transparent with my truth. And anybody who says I'm not, I dare you to come for me. I got my smoke. Bring it. Cause I tell you right now, that ain't what you want. And any of y'all that's brave enough to do so, hey, bring it. Uh, tonight's episode, mm, I think I'm gonna do a topic that's I'm probably gonna have to touch on a few times because I got a few stories that relate to this topic. You know, any of y'all who have seen the movie, the Nick Cannon movie, Love Don't Cost a Thing, or the original version with Patrick Dempsey, Can't Buy Me Love. Yeah, that I can relate in some way to them movies. You know, not saying I was the nerdy kid growing up, but I was the quiet one. And I'm still kind of quiet now. That's why people were like, "How you doing a YouTube show and you don't even talk like that?" Yeah, I talk. I just don't talk around you. Yeah, I got personality. I just ain't got it around you. I may not be feeling your energy. So I'm not going to give you none of my energy. But back to the topic. Those of y'all who are not familiar with the movies, it's about the guy who, wanted the most popular girl in school, but had absolutely no game, no confidence, but then got a hold of a little bit of money and then got a little bit of confidence. And the woman got in a bad situation. One of them, I'm in a bind, Nate. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. She was always the girl that everybody wanted. And for some reason, back in high school, maybe not so much now. I don't know what these kids in high school dealing with now, but back when I was in high school, all the pretty girls, all the ones that everybody wanted, they wanted the older dudes. They wanted the dudes who already had cars and already had a little bit of money, So, not saying I didn't get women. I've always got women, but probably earlier in my days, especially in my high school, college days, I didn't never get the girl that I wanted. One, I lacked confidence. Two, I wasn't gonna compete like everybody else. When I say compete, when we all sitting in the room, I'm not finna be the loudest one. I'm not finna be the one to try to draw the most attention. That wasn't my thing. And those times that I did try to be something that I wasn't, it started out good and I would get noticed, but then I'd usually wind up saying something stupid, putting my foot in my mouth, and that was it. I couldn't recover. So I kind of go into my little shell and be like, all right, I'm back to being quiet and observant. And eventually, after y'all through fighting over, the few bad ones that's in here, I'll clean up y'all leftovers, because those was usually the ones that was worth it anyway. Those was usually the ones who, turned out to be the good girls. It turned out to actually make something of them of their lives, not just babies. I felt like I was definitely a good looking guy, so that wasn't my problem. But like I said, I lacked confidence. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say it and when to say it. I felt like once I grew up and I got a little bit of money, that's when the confidence came. Just like in the movie, the dude get a little bit of a bag, and here come the confidence. Here comes the, a little bit of swagger. I started dressing a little bit nicer. Then I would hear, oh, well, you ain't going to get the girl that you want because, or the girl that you going to get is going to be the girl that's going to use you for your money just on how you dressed. And then I got to thinking, well, if I dress like a bum, how am I going to attract the woman that I like? And it's different for men than it is for women, because I've seen women go and buy a dress on Amazon, buy them some shoes off Fashion Nova, and put a nice bag with it, and bam, You know, men, we looking at y'all, how y'all look in y'all outfit. Women, y'all looking at us, not only how we look in the outfit, but what we got on. You know, when a woman is approaching you, every one of them will tell you the first thing they're going to look at is your shoes. If your shoe game ain't on, it don't matter what you got on. You know, they starting from the bottom. Then they may look at your face a little bit, but again, if you got a little bit of money, you can, you know, buy your way up to the top. You know, maybe not the top. You know, you needed athlete money or, you know, rapper or entertainer money, but you can get you a nice 6 or 7. You know, maybe even an 8, depending on how good a job you had. I think I made my biggest mistakes not when I tried to be flashy, but I tried to throw my weight around. I tried to act like I was more than what I was. And some people still out there doing it. Now I feel like I'm too old to do it. Now I feel like, you know, I'm wiser with my money and it ain't worth it, you know. I think I think the times that I had the best relationships were when I wasn't trying to impress her with what I had or what I could do for her or where I could take her. You know, those were the ones who were really just there for you. And, you know, that's why I'm calling this part 1, because I've got multiple stories of me just not knowing no better and thinking that's how you did it. You know, I heard damn near my whole life about, you know, no romance without finance. You know, the man is the provider. And when I got a little bit of money, I felt like, okay, I can provide, you know, so I felt like I deserved what I wanted. But then the fact that I was one of them dudes who never always got what they wanted, when I got what I wanted, I realized that ain't what I wanted. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of people make is how you know what you want if you ain't never even had it. You know, so I've been always quick to tell people, you know, instead of making that list of everything that you do want, not saying don't make that list, but you probably ain't gonna find it. You probably just, you know, it's a fantasy, you know, and if you do get it, you probably ain't gonna like it. So if you work backwards and make a list of everything that you don't want, you'd probably do a better job of picking, because making a list of everything you want is damn near like writing out a lottery ticket that you ain't gonna never hit. You ain't gonna never win. So I say that to say this first story was probably not my worst mistake, but I didn't give it the time that it needed. I think I may have saw too many warning signs from other relationships. And when I tell these stories, y'all, they not in chronological order from I dated this chick, then went to this chick, then went to that woman, and went to that woman. No. I'm bouncing around based on topic, of course. But this particular woman, she was something to look at. You know, this was definitely something that a man would be proud to have on his arm at any time. And at the time when we met, she was in school. She had a job. She had a car. She was living at home with her mama. You know, she had potential. You know, and all that's all I felt like I needed. Still feel like that's really all I need. I need somebody either that's got potential and that's for me and that, you know, wants to build something, not just sit there and take. Not just sit there and expect me to take care of. And if I am taking care of them financially, then you need to be taking care of me everywhere else. But that's to each his own. You may not feel like that. You may feel different. You may feel like you can be taken care of and kick your feet up. Well, we ain't for each other. That's probably out there, but be careful what you ask for. It's usually strings attached to them type of relationships. But like I said, this woman had it going on. This woman was by far probably at that time in my life one of, if not the most attractive woman I had ever been with. The relationship started with fireworks. And at this time, I'm working out of town. But while I'm out of town, we on the phone throughout the day, throughout the night, you know, so we the trust was there. You know, she was feeling me, I was feeling her. When I came home, we had a great time together. We went to concerts, comedy shows. We lived a big city life. And I was proud to take this woman anywhere because that, you know, I felt like I was somebody when I walked in the room and I had this young hot tenderoni on my arm. And the relationship probably went on for about, I'd say almost 4 or 5 months. And I wind up giving her a key to my apartment. Relationship was fine. I trusted her. And she was staying at our mama house at the time. So for her, just to have a spot to get away or, you know, not be up under her, she living the life. And I at this time, I had a nice apartment. You know, I had it laid out. So it got to the point where she pretty much moved in after I gave her the key. And the key was just, hey, you pop up when you want to. But she took it as, you know, when do I get I need to clean out a drawer. She needs some closet space. We didn't talk about moving in, but I guess that's what comes with when you give somebody a key. So it was cool at first. A couple months went by and it was cool. She was still going to school. She was still working. She still had a car. Then a couple more months went by and I started to realize that when I came home, we together all the time. She wasn't going to school. And this wasn't summer break, so school was definitely going on. I noticed she ain't going to work either. I asked her, I said, hey, ain't you got class today? Uh-uh. I went ahead and withdrew. You withdrew? Really? Man, okay. Wasn't expecting that one. Why you would? Oh, I'm just, I'm gonna wait, and I was failing some classes, and I just wasn't really feeling the school thing right now. Oh, okay. So when you going to work? Oh, they was cutting back on my hours because I was calling in, and so I just went ahead and told them that I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna quit. I ain't coming in no more. Okay. So you looking for another job, or what's your plan? I want to take some time off. I ain't okay. You want to take some time off, but what's your plan? Right now, I ain't got no plan. Oh, you ain't got no plan. Okay. So you just gonna hang out here with me. Now, at first, it was nice because, I'm thinking, man, I'm gone for a couple weeks. When you come home, you want something soft, cuddly, pretty all up under. You want that companionship, especially you've been gone for a minute. So to have it there at your disposal, that was worth it. But then I started thinking long term. Okay. Now is she trying to put herself in a housewife situation? Not saying that I'm against the housewife. I feel like housewife, that's a job. That's something that deserves to be compensated for. But part of being a housewife is I shouldn't come home and the house ain't clean. I shouldn't come home 3, 4 days out the week and something ain't cooked. I shouldn't come home and have to wash my clothes. I shouldn't. And some of y'all may not agree with these things. This is for me. This is how I'm feeling at this time on what I think a housewife is. And some of these things I still feel strongly about what a housewife is. Because if you want to be compensated, I can't compensate you for doing nothing. I can't compensate you just for having sex. I mean, I'm having sex too. What's my compensation? And I'm out there working. So sex is never for me now or even then a bargaining chip. That especially now because I feel like it's easy to come by. Be mad at that statement if you want, but it ain't got the value that it did when I was 17, 18 years old. It's women out here ready to take that spot if you don't want it. So holding back sex because you mad or holding sex, because you want something or somebody ain't doing, that ain't never good for men or for women. That's typically on that falls on a woman. But I've heard horror stories of men not wanting to have sex with that significant other, but most of the time they was probably cheating. Um, in this case, wasn't a whole lot of cooking going on. Wasn't a whole lot of cleaning going on. It was a lot of sex. Definitely a lot of sex. But we weren't uh We wasn't equally yoked no more. We wasn't both contributing something, and I wasn't even asking for nothing. I didn't want no half of the rent. I didn't want no bills. And you stay at my house all you want, but I need you to be doing something in my mind. I felt like you needed to be pursuing something. She had a few small little business ideas, nothing that was really gonna take off. I don't think nothing that I feel like she was really pursuing. Just felt like it was something to just say, hey, look what I did. I did this. And I would encourage her. I would never, be like, nah, that ain't gonna work, or you need to do more. In my mind, I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna hurt her feelings like that. Because I think in a relationship, that's what you're supposed to encourage one another. But the other person has to be doing something worthy of the other person to still see that potential in you. And she was losing it. So I let her go. I told her that this wasn't going to work. I told her that this, you know, me taking care of somebody who was incapable of taking care of me or wasn't trying, to do anything with their life, because I in my mind, I always wanted to build something with somebody. I always want, and I still have that to this day, and at one point, and a few points in my life, I thought I found that. I thought this is the one, even though when I got married, I thought this is the one. Everything don't always go as planned. Everybody ain't got the same thing in mind when you get together. And for her at that time, I think she was just looking for somebody to take care of her. And I come along and I had the means and, was able and willing to do it. And I don't know if you could call me a sucker or a simp or whatever, but on one hand, I'm man, this is a bad woman. That she deserves, everything I can give her and more. But then on the other hand, I'm like, hey, what you doing? What you doing for me, or what you doing for us? I think that's the misconception that a lot of people have. Everybody want to take, everybody or want somebody that's just gonna give them the world, but what you giving back? If you ain't talking about, like I say it or I keep saying, building something with somebody, because the thought of love is a beautiful thing. It really is. But until y'all sitting there dividing it up, ain't nobody dividing up love. And you start thinking, well, where did you contribute? What you contribute? Don't nobody care. It's what you got, and let me get it. And then if you wasn't married, well, I still want to cause you some struggle and some pain. So what can I do? What kind of pettiness can I do? That ain't helping out either one of y'all, because you taking that bitterness with you to the next relationship, as well as that person is taking, they brokenness, or they red flags that they saw in that relationship to the next relationship. And sometimes we ain't healing properly before we decide to do that. And sometimes we make decisions too fast. I saw how she was not working, not doing anything, and I was quick. Like, I came home. I usually stay home a couple weeks. So that first week, I noticed she wasn't going to school. She wasn't going to the class. Oh, you quit? That next week, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Relationship over. Now, had I stayed with this woman, told her that's not what I wanted, expressed to her, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something with you, and we can't do that without you getting an education like I got an education. We can't do that without you having a job like I'm having a job. And if you don't have a job and expecting me to front the bill, well, then we may not be able to live as nice as you want to live. We need to live like we're going to live on one income. We need to live like, this is, on a, I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to say we need to live poor, because wasn't going to be poor, but if you're trying to save and invest and do a lot of things with the money that you have, and it's only so much coming in, well, you may not be able to get the $500-$600 weave. You're gonna have to get the $100 weave. You can't go and get your nails done every week. You gonna have to figure out how to do them yourself. Corners are gonna have to be cut. And not saying I don't want or wouldn't have done those things for her. Again, I ain't got it. And that wasn't in my vision. I feel like she was just expecting me to take care of her, and she wasn't going to contribute nothing. I also feel like I probably jumped the gun a little bit, because later on, she went back to school. She got a job. I was checking out on social media at that time. Now, one could say that I may have motivated, I may have played a part in that. Now, granted, this woman was fine enough to go out and get another man to do those things, but I still feel like she needed to have a backup plan, so she went and got a job and took her butt back to school. Now she got a degree, she got a job, she got a good job. Now all the things that I was hoping for, she got it now. So, damn. I don't know if I rushed to break up, if I really needed to give her time, even though that she didn't have no plan. But then if I wouldn't have broke up with her, then would she have gotten any of those things? Who knows? We don't know. And I'm sure she ain't gonna say I was the motivating factor that that made her butt go back to school or finish, getting an education along with getting a job while getting an education. Well, the things we'll never know. But I saw the potential at first. I knew she had it. Smart girl, not just looks. She had the brains too. So one of them situations that I don't regret, getting out of a situation that wasn't what I wanted, but then at the same time, maybe not giving it enough time to give her enough time. Yeah, and she was a little bit younger than me, so maybe she just wasn't mature or on the level of my thinking and what I was envisioning. Because we wasn't talking marriage or anything like that, but I didn't want to get caught up in nothing either, especially get caught up in something with somebody who was not trying to make something of themselves other than my boo, my, just wanted to be up under me. Like I said, it was cool. Those things were definitely what I wanted, but I don't think that she saw it like I saw it, and I never took the time to sit down and explain to her what I wanted our future to look like. I just told her what I didn't want right then. I don't want no woman that I gotta take care of right now because, you know, I got plans for my money, and just taking care of you one part of them. So moved on. Moved on. Another situation, and I say situation because this woman I was never in a relationship with, never fully committed. We just messed around. We messed around for a period of time, but it didn't. It never blossomed into anything at all. We met. We went on a few dates. Now, she was super focused on school. She ain't had no kids. She had a good job. Um, she lived at home. Real good spending habits. Saved her money. She had visions for her money just like I had for my money. But she was one of them, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. And I can't say that ain't how she grew up, because once I met her mama, that's exactly the way it was. Now, her daddy took care of her mama. Now, her mama worked, but her mama's money was hers, and her daddy took care of everything. And I get it. I do. I really feel like that's a thing for some people. Now, the lifestyle that they were living, I wanted bigger than that. So yeah, I could have did that same thing and lived that same mediocre lifestyle and been good with it. But that ain't what I wanted. You know, I wanted me a nice house. I want a nice yard. And the income that I got right at that time, I can't really get it by myself. But if I got somebody that's got your income, we can get it together. You know, that mindset of building something with somebody. You know, that's what I wanted. So, like I said, we went out on a few dates. It was potentially getting to that commitment route. So she wanted me to meet her mom and daddy. Go over to the house. You know, the dad's there. How you doing, sir? Blah blah blah. Man, a few words. He ain't had much to say. You know, in his mind, as long as his daughter was happy and satisfied, that he was good with it. Mama, on the other hand, Mama had a lot to say. Where you from? Your mama and daddy together? What they do? What you do? Everything was fine up until that point. This woman asked me what I did, and when I told her, she went, cha-ching! Not lying. Right there, in my face, I tell this woman what I did, and she go, cha-ching! Well, damn. In my mind, I'm thinking, you know, this woman like, girl, you got you one. Yeah. You need to hang on to this one. And the gall of a woman to say it in my face, you know, to make that noise in my face. She didn't even wait till I was gone, or, you know, after we went out on the date and came back and she was talking about what she thought of me or nothing like that. Just right there, cha-ching. And I'm just like, no, this heifer didn't. What I do? Okay, maybe she ain't like that. Maybe that's just her mama. I can I can still fill out a little bit. So one day, her sister and her husband want to go shopping. It was kind of like a, you know, come hang out with us type of thing. We're going to go to the mall and, uh, you know, go get something to eat, just kind of hang out a little bit. Okay, cool. Her sister was cool. Her husband was cool. I didn't, you know, they was all good people. You know, the energy, I was vibing with everybody. And we go to a shoe store. And me and the husband, we sitting there like, oh, here we go. So they trying on shoes. And the sister, she trying on shoes, but she don't find none that she like. She ain't getting nothing. However, the young lady I was courting, she find 2 pair of nice shoes. Now they wasn't no couture fashion, but they was some nice shoes. So she like, well, I'm gonna get these shoes. All right. So she get to the counter. I'm standing there with her. The husband, he standing right with me, but they at the counter. And she go to pull out her wallet. And her sister go, And she looked at me and put her hand out. The sister looked at me, put her hand out, and was like, you need to buy these shoes for my sister. And I'm like, damn, I can't, really? That's what we doing? And I did it, but I felt like I got punked into buying some shoes. I got punked into buying something that circumstances would have been different. I probably would have did anyway, but just how the sister now got the gall to be like, girl, don't spend your money. Spend his money. I ain't like that too much. That bothered me. Especially when she didn't even ask. The sister asked. Got punked into buying some shoes. Again, I'm just happy to be with a beautiful woman. Just happy to somebody that I thought was probably out my class, but hey, you got to pay to play, right? It's always been going through my mind. Romance without finance. No romance without finance. So if you getting it, you better be giving up something. Okay. After that, we go to Papados. We good. Now, I'm waiting on her sister to ask me to pay for everybody, but at least her husband had the wherewithal to split the damn checks. Look, I got us, he got them, But after we ate, we went our separate ways. And I'm thinking, okay, we by ourselves now. Let me go ahead and just express to her that I didn't think that was cool what her sister had did. I didn't find it very pleasing to know that you were about to pay for some shoes. Your sister said, make him pay. And the lady at the register looking at us, people in the store looking at, I didn't want to further embarrass myself by just walking out or leaving her there. So yeah, I bought the shoes, but I'm expressing to her that wasn't cool how that went down. Had you went, saw some shoes that you like, come back and you asked me, hey, can I get these shoes? Can I have these shoes? Will you buy me these shoes? Cool. But the fact that we in line and you about to spend your own money and your sister stop you and tell you, make him pay, that wasn't cool. Wasn't cool. I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. So I get the attitude at that point. Well, why you just didn't say that when we was in the store? You know I can buy my own shoes. I don't need nothing from you. I don't need your money. Blah, 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 blah. I got my own money. Whoa. I wasn't trying to start an argument. I wasn't trying to take it someplace where it didn't need to go. All I wanted to do was just have a conversation about it. Have a conversation about how it made me feel. And I learned then men can't always express how we feel. We can't express our emotions. Because some kind of way, it always turns into how you feel and what you need and what you don't need and how independent you are and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, wait a minute. I didn't say nothing about your independence. I know you can buy your own shoes. It ain't even about the money. It's about in which the situation came up, how it went down. And if you too immature to see that, if we can't communicate about that without making it about how independent you are and what you can do for yourself, and this ain't gonna work. And not only is it not gonna work, I just bought you some shoes and now you can use them to walk right on out my life, because I am done with this situation. I was in a situation that I thought, again, had potential because she had all the capability, all the smarts, everything of, a spouse that you want them to have, that you're going to try to build something with. But she was not only controlled or groomed or however you want to manipulate it, however you want to put it, by the women in her family. But I mean, that's how the women in her family thought. The women in her family thought, get you a man with a good job and let him take care of you. And use your money for what you want to use it for. Not to knock that. Not to say that is wrong. But I am going to say that ain't what I want. That ain't what I'm looking for. And rather than get in a situation that I don't want to be in, just cut ties now. Just cause if this is how they act, and then the husband, he even gave me one of them looks like, damn, I'm glad she ain't find nothing she like, or either that or she knew she better not ask for nothing. Cause of course she married to a dude who taking care of her, and that her sister worked. But her sister wasn't working no good job. Her sister was working, some I call it daycare money. You making just enough to put your kids in daycare. You ain't bringing nothing else. Matter of fact, you might as well quit your job and stay at home and be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So you call it condescending if you want. I'm saying he knew what was up. He knew what the situation was, but the sister looked good too. So he thought, hey, you got to pay to play. This is what you got to do. This is what they expect. This is how this family get on. And he was cool with it. But again, they lived the same, if not smaller, mediocre, even life that the mom and daddy was living. That wasn't what I wanted. I felt like that mediocre life, I could do that by myself. So if I got to do that by myself and you in the house eating off of it too, but I'm not, I want to live. I want to travel. I want something that I can be proud to come home to after working as hard as I was working. Not be coming home to something that I'm not so proud of, that I could be proud of, that's mine, but no, I want more. And I mean, I like J. Cole said, you got to love yours, but I also know what I want to love. I want what I deserve. So if she couldn't see that and the other chick couldn't see that, then my money ain't finna buy your love. Even though that's what it was doing. Even though them weren't the only 2 times that I did it. Because again, I was still under this impression that, man, you supposed to be the provider, man. You got to take care of the woman. And yeah, you do. You absolutely. Not by no means am I ever saying that I shouldn't be the breadwinner or the sole provider. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind being with a woman who's the breadwinner. It is what it is. But I'm okay with, being part of every other man that dates down, because it's some women, not so many that'll date down, but typically it's looked down upon. It's okay when we do it. It's a problem when they do it. Not to say that it don't happen. Not to say that something is wrong with it. It just ain't for me. It's not the lifestyle that I want. Ain't the lifestyle that I ain't want it ever. I didn't want it then. I don't want it now. I feel like it only would have, both of them, I feel like both of those situations only would have ended in regret, would have ended in me just not being happy in the long run. I don't think that these 2 women were for me, especially at that time. The first one, hell, like I said, she got a good job now. But if I got back with her, would that mean that, hey, You still the breadwinner. Hey, you still making more money than me. So you front the bill on everything. And now I ain't putting my money in savings. Now I ain't. And I've seen that situation work. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it from the outside looking in, but I've seen where both the man and the woman had a good job and then they lived on one income until they built up a nice little nest, and then they did something with their money. They invested it. They started a business. They bought property with their money. They bought a vacation home with them. Something like that. I'm all for it. Traveling the world with vacation property and a RV and I passport, jumping from country to country, continent to continent. I'm all for it. But me just fronting the bill on everything. I've been a trick. I feel like every man's been a trick. But I ain't want to be no lifetime trick. I didn't want to have to trick with my wife. That wasn't what I saw. And ain't what I wanted. Ain't what I wanted. But did I learn my lesson? Nope. Because remember I said it's multiple parts to this, title, because it got to a point where, again, that's what I thought it was. Even though that ain't what I wanted. And I could see other couples put their money together and build something and have a nice lifestyle. But it seemed like them ones that was probably out my league. Yeah. You gonna have to pay to play. You're gonna have to it is what it is, That's not it's not what your boy Triple B is looking for. I need to know that not only are we gonna live a good lifestyle, but we're gonna live a good lifestyle and have something to pass on to our kids. Have something that is going to create some generational wealth. And you can't do that on one income. You can't do that when I'm putting my money on everything and you messing yours off on purses and shoes. Because your clothes is probably coming from Fashion Nova and Amazon. Yeah. A woman can make some cheap clothes look good. But not me. That ain't what we doing over here. So maybe I learned my lesson, maybe I won't. I don't know. Because again, that's what's out there. That's what you finna be faced with when you in this dating game. That's what you finna be faced with when you didn't meet the woman when y'all was both broke. You didn't meet the woman when you was in high school or college and y'all ain't had nothing and y'all built something together and y'all went through some things. You know, now once you get my age, you may be lucky enough to catch one that's going through a divorce out of one of them situations and got half of another dude money and go put it with yours. Hey, I'm open for it. I ain't had that one yet. Maybe that'll be a story for the ending. I don't know. But again, thank you all for listening, watching. These are just my stories. I got plenty more. Trust me, I got plenty more. And when I run out of stories, that's when I'm going to bring other people in and have them share their stories or have them tell y'all how they got the same stories I got. Because I ain't the only one. I guarantee you, the 2 stories I told you tonight, 8 out of 10 men done had. That's just facts. That's the way it is. That's it could be people at my job, athletes, whomever, especially an athlete or entertainer. They definitely got stories like this. But you see, when you got the fame to go with it, you probably ain't got to trick as much. You're gonna have to trick a little bit, but you ain't got to trick as much. But the only problem with the fame is now you got to worry about the slander that's gonna come with it. So, you know, hopefully I can meet her before I get famous too. Because if I get famous, then I'm screwed. Then now I got to make y'all got to start signing NDAs. Y'all gonna have to have a bodyguard. I got to put cameras up everywhere. Just I'm waiting on some people to show up, some people to pop up. And just be quick to just throw dirt on my name. I'm good, but hey, I'm good with it. I ain't ashamed of anything I've done in my life, which is why I felt like I could come on here and share these stories with y'all. Because once they start coming out the woodworks, ain't nobody gonna be able to say that I did anything that's gonna be TMZ worthy, shade room worthy, I'm good. I feel like I got some skeletons in the closet, but they ain't they ain't not nothing that is going to potentially, have people looking for me. So I'm good. And I ain't trying to meet nobody that's going to have somebody looking for me. So, hey. Till next time. Triple B. Follow me. Like, subscribe. Do it. What y'all waiting on? Y'all, I see the views. I'm getting a few views, but the views ain't matching up with the subscriptions. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Just hit that button right down there. Hit that. Yeah.